Hey guys, so as all of these Sword and Shield boxes like Evolving Skies, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, as they all continue to go sideways, there's one box breaking that trend, and that is Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign, it was sitting around that $200 for a while in that 205, 210 range. It's now selling above 230, okay? The graph says 228. You look at recent sales, everything's above 230, moving towards 235, 240. It's pretty much catching up to Fusion Strike at this point. When you look at recent sales, they're neck and neck. I caught a lot of flack from people for saying Chilling Reign was the second best set in Sword and Shield, and I have questioned my thought process on that at times, thinking that maybe there's an argument to be made for Fusion Strike being better, and there might be long term, but right now, Chilling Reign looks like, and based on the stats, based on how much certain cards are worth, the overall top 10 value, Chilling Reign, you can make a very good argument is in second place. And today we're just going to look at some of the cards and talk about Chilling Reign because I think it's a really interesting case, and I do question where this could continue to go. Chilling Reign, one thing I found very interesting is the growth has been less sporadic than some of these other sets like Fusion Strike, which just absolutely popped off once it sold out and then basically just flatlined. It was flat before, massive pop when it sold out, went flat again. Whereas something like Chilling Reign, the growth, even though it sold out, it didn't get a massive pop, but it's just been slowly moving up ever since. Maybe part of this is because it was still in stock in the EU for a long time. I don't even know if it's still in stock, but that wouldn't make too much sense considering Fusion Strike is still in stock, I believe. But maybe it's just a lot harder to find Chilling Reign. Either way, the growth was much healthier, at least in my opinion. We did see a big spike when a lot of these other boxes were going, but we're now seeing another trend upwards from around that 210 mark up to around 230, 240. And some of these card values have just absolutely taken off. Like the Blaziken broke $400. If we look here, it's now down to around 390, but it was at 402. It did break into the 400s at its high. We saw a sale June 6th for 402, on the 7th for 395, and then today, June 9th, for 335. So that's a bit interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not everyone's favorite card. I caught a lot of flack again, saying that this was a decent card. People said that it's just, it's not it. And I can understand why, compared to a lot of the other artworks in Sword and Shield, it's definitely not top tier in my opinion, but it's still, a pretty popular Pokemon. It's a good artwork, so, although the price might be a bit surprising to me, I didn't expect it to reach $400. I did expect it to have at least some value. The Galarian Moltres V as well. This one's just been steadily climbing. It was around $130, so it was flat for a very long time. Once all these alt arts took off, it's kind of taken off as well up into the 180s. Some of these, though, the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, this one has just absolutely gone insane. Nowhere near even being close to where it was beforehand. It was, a pretty $50-$60 card. It was pretty average in that range for about a year. Again, the alt arts took off. This thing is over $100 now. Most recent sales yesterday, June 8th, $121 essentially, and today $110. June 8th, $90 as well. But, it's selling around or over $100 at this point, which is just insane. I can't imagine that this card is going to go much higher. Like, it's Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. I don't think it's, the most popular Pokemon. So the fact that this is over $100 to me is just absolutely insane. The Articuno V, this one is worth even less, but it's still absolutely taken off. It was averaging between $30 and $40 for, the better part of a year. Alt arts took off. Now it's up to $75. Recent sales yesterday, $89.99 and $75. So it might even be closer to $80 at this point. Then you have the Gold Snorlax. This one was actually top 3 card in the set for a long time. It hasn't done a ton since then. It's actually been trending downwards over the past year. And it kind of ebbs and flows a bit, right? But it's trading around that $70 mark at this point. Most recent sale yesterday for $73.58. I did actually own this card in a PSA 10, and I sold it for I flipped it basically for a tiny profit. But I'm kind of glad I got rid of it because the Snorlax really hasn't done too much. I did also at one point own the Galarian Moltres for like a hot minute, and I flipped it for a tiny gain as well. I wish I would have just held on to this one. But yeah, I mean, some of these cards have just exploded, guys. The prices just don't even make sense. Like Galarian Rapidash is now a $65 card essentially, which is just crazy to me. It averaged around $40 for the longest time. It's now up over 60, and sales June 7th, $62.99 and $59. So again, this is another $60 card. A Zero Aura, same thing. This one seems like it's kind of hit its peak around that $60 mark. Recent sale today for $49.77. So maybe it'll come back down a bit, but this was around a $40 card as well. At its high, it was $55, and then came back down. Now it's back up again. So who knows? Really interesting there. And then finally, the last card I wanted to talk about, Galarian Zapdos V, because this card still seems like it's trending upwards. If we look at the 1 year chart here, so it was at its over a year ago, right, when it was at its high, it was about $55, came back down, traded around $45 for the longest time. We're now up over $60 essentially. If you look at most recent sales yesterday, $60, and $88.75. It will be interesting to see where this Zapdos lands. When I look at Chilling Reign as a set, when I ignore the top few cards, right? When I look at kind of these middling cards, a Rapidash at $65, a Zeraora at $60. I would personally think that the Zapdos could go higher than both of those. I don't know if it'll catch the Snorlax at 70, but it wouldn't surprise me if, eventually this card is above the Rapidash. Again, pull rates, are going to play a factor into this, but considering they're all ultra rares, I don't think that there would be a difference between these two cards, but someone let me know in the comments down below if it is. And then some of these, just like the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX again, $57. The Galarian Slowking V is a $41 card in the set. A Rainbow Blaziken VMAX is $40. The Blissey is almost $30. Just insane depth in the set. And, what I like about it is, there are a lot of not super fan favorite Pokemon, but, Pokemon that people still like Blaziken, like Moltres. They're not the Umbreons, the Charizard and stuff, but I think that's something that makes Chilling Reign special. And it is, when I do think about it and I look back at my thought process, maybe that was why I was so high on Chilling Reign, was just because, they're popular Pokemon that we don't see as often, right? We get a Charizard in every set. We get, a lot of Evolutions and EVs and stuff like that. And obviously those are going to explode. But these are Pokemon that people still like, but we don't get in every set. We don't get a Galarian Moltres V. We don't get a Blaziken. So, I can't fully explain what's going on with Chilling Reign, especially some of these alternate art card prices. Like maybe, I don't know. Like to me, some of these just don't make sense. Zeraora being a $60 card. The Zapdos V being $60 is insane. The Articuno V now being like $75 and trading, a sale yesterday for $90 is just absurd to me. But some of them I can see it, right? Like the Moltres makes sense to me. The Shadow Rider Calyrex doesn't make sense over $100, but the Blaziken as well. Maybe not over $4, but the fact that it's over $300, like it does make sense to me that there are people that see a lot of value in it. But yeah, I mean, and if you look at the top 10 card value, it's over $1,000, right? You can add it up. I believe it's actually over $1,100 US currently for top 10 card value in Chilling Reign, which is just, it's absurd, right? The only other set doing that is Evolving Skies. So we really need to consider Chilling Reign. I know a lot of you guys got in. I know a lot of you guys chose Lost Origin over this, which I think is fine. Like Lost Origin's still going to do well long term. I actually picked up a lot of Lost Origin as well, just because it was really hard to find, decently priced Chilling Reign boxes in Canada. A lot of stores were overvaluing them. But yeah, I mean, there you go, Chilling Reign, just absolutely insane. Now, do I think it's going to keep going? Maybe. Like it actually wouldn't surprise me if Chilling Reign pushes past Fusion Strike here in the short term and moves up to around $250 a box, maybe even $260. I don't think it would go too much higher than that at this point. And again, I think a lot of these boxes are going to start going sideways, more so than they already have for the past couple months. And then eventually, I think Evolving Skies is going to be the first one to start moving again. And then after that, we'll see Fusion, Brilliant, and all of those other sets eventually get their time in the limelight again. But yeah, I would keep your eye on Chilling Reign. Obviously, there are things like Battle Styles, which is still slowly moving up, but it's really only around 140 right now. Silver Tempest, we should keep our eye on, just because it still hasn't sold out yet. I think that's like 165, 170 right now currently. I haven't checked in like a week or so. And yeah, outside of those two, I really would just be keeping my eye on Chilling Reign for now. But you guys let me know in the comments down below if you own any Chilling Reign. Are you guys picking up any more? I'm personally not. I'm actually not doing too much buying. I did a lot of buying in May. which I'm going to be doing a pickup video. Hopefully this week everything comes in, fingers crossed. If not, it'll be like early the next week, just because here in Canada, nothing ships on weekends normally. So if you don't get it by Friday, you normally have to wait till Monday. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.